Well, we just rolled up. It's Matty Ice and myself on this little weekend hunt. We're just getting situated with the backpacks. We're going to load our packs for what we think is going to be a 2-night and 2.5 day elk hunt with my bow. This area looks pretty good. It's still early. It is the first day of September, and you never know. Some of these bulls up in the higher country, when the temperature switches and starts to cool down, they start to get frisky and curious. So we're going to get up in here and try to cover some country, look for tracks, check wallows, and if we get the right conditions, maybe we'll do a cow call or two and see if we can't weasel one of these bulls in.
This is it, guys. We found our camp spot for the night. Matt and I made a pretty good little push right at last light. Really desperate to find somewhere to camp before dark. It's 8:22. There's just a little bit of light in the sky. It's going to get dark here in about 5-10 minutes. Well, this little spot I think will do the job for this quick hunt. We got water, high mountain, high country, probably still some snow melt coming down this creek. And I'll tell you what, these mountains right here are just so lush. Grass is tall. We found a couple spots we thought would be good to camp, but they were kind of marshy. This spot seems to be dry. It's big enough for Matt to put his tent out and my tent out. I've got the one-person Argali teepee tent with the one-person insert. First time I'm going to use it, so interested to see how it does. And then I have the sleep system that we were hyping up on the channel for so long, and this is going to be the first backcountry sleep I've done in it. I did one night in the truck in my Go Fast camper, but tonight we're throwing that together, and this is where we're going to post up, guys. We saw some elk track, saw some elk scat. Not a ton yet, but we're going to walk in the morning about a mile up the canyon and see what we can find. Don't spill your meal. About poured boiling water on my hand. Yes, sir. The key to this is to stir it before you just shut it down. Stir it, make sure that water gets mixed in, especially with all the seasonings and these little corners. I have noticed that, though. Have you noticed how they changed the packaging of freeze-dried meals since a couple years ago? Yeah. Like, there used to be some really hard corners that you could almost never get the little pieces out of. Now they're kind of rounded.
Like a bathtub bottom.
Yeah, it's like a bathtub bottom. It really does help.
It's the little things.
It really is. I'm excited, man.
It smells good.
It smells way good. All right, we've given it its time. The meal is cooked. Tip for you guys eating a lot: if you cut off, well, that much, maybe a little less, I mean, it almost spilled out, sure gives you easier access to it. Make sure you keep a sharp knife. I've been trying to take notes, Matty Ice, because I'm always asking for his pocket knife, so I got myself one. Keep it in my pocket. But yeah, this is, I've tasted it a little bit as I stirred it around, and I'll tell you what, it's dang good. So we're gonna get a bite with some of that biscuit. Get a little bean in there. Is this something, or is that in there? It's great. To me, it kind of has like a Southwest, like rice bowl flavor.
Scale 1 to 10.
Here's what's funny is, like, that probably doesn't look that appetizing, but I promise it's really, really good. Even though it looks like mush, there's a lot of texture to it, which I like, between the bread and the rice and the beans. This would be next level on a tortilla. I didn't bring any. Don't have my hot dogs and tortillas on this trip. Scale from 1 to 10. Like, it's up there, dude. That's a 8.7. 8.7. I think some of my favorites in all the brands have either been some type of spaghetti, lasagna, the pork and rice in the Peak Refuel is great. The potato mashers from Chad Mendez are really good, and they make a great side. We added a bunch of elk burger to that last week. But yeah, this is good. It's just after 6 a.m. It's getting light here in Utah around 6:30, 6:40. So we got about a half hour of a hike, maybe a little less. We did kind of make a pretty good push up here. We didn't want to get too close to where we're hunting, but Matt and I are going to bomb up the bottom of this canyon, kind of follow this river, use the river to kind of help drown out our sounds, and get up in this canyon and be patient in the plan today. I mean, I'm guessing they're not going to be like super vocal or anything yet, so we're just going to get up there, go slow, be patient, try to glass ahead of us really well, and see if we can't slide into some of these elk. So got the old Hoyt. She's dialed. I took it to Easton Archery and shot it yesterday just to kind of confirm. I did make adjustments to my 40 and my 60. So things shooting lights out. We just need one chance on a nice bull. Hunt number 1 of 5 for me. What? Got bull moose. Big old body suckers. Wish I had the Ollin. Does that get pretty close? So, just recently, a couple days ago, Casey shot his once-in-a-lifetime moose up in Idaho. Giant, triple-browed, beautiful velvet bull. Just getting a good look at these up close at 120 yards. They're nothing like the size of Casey's, but they are still gigantic animals, huge bodies. So I can't imagine what Casey's was like, because it looked like a big old bull. But it's kind of funny, this one in the front, he's only got one antler. Wonder what happened. We just really want to get around these moose, but they took the best trail in the direction we're going. And instead of jumping logs up on the steep stuff, we came down here, but we're right on their tracks too. 2 of these bull moose that we saw kind of came into this dark timber embedded. Just trying to get by without getting stomped on. Check this. That's fresh. That's this morning. This is kind of on the way to a wallow that Matt knows about. So we figured we'd come up here and check it out. And these moose were living in these little jack pines. And sure enough, there's kind of some fresh tracks down here I noticed back there. Got bull, looks like bull elk scat. We made it to the wallow. There's some fresh tracks around, but nothing's been splashing in it. Real recent, but perfect little seep just right here in the thick timber. It's a pretty cool spot. We're just gonna have to start the rut out here, I think. Sweet little hush call. Sounds pretty good. I haven't even broken in yet. Did this happen while we were gone? That's why I said, like, dude, you could just sit in the middle all day. We could do that. We're debating. This place has got elk, there's no doubt about it. We haven't seen enough sign to convince us that there's like a herd. So we think, and we're most likely gonna head to camp, pick up camp and move. But that's what's fun about this hunt. We're just kind of going off our back and following the sign. There's elk here, but we're gonna go try to find a different spot with more sign. So Matt and I are headed to camp to pick up our camp and move on. But before we do that, we want to show you guys how we pack our backpacks. So we'll go to camp and show you.
Looks a little rainy.
Woo. I don't think this thing's effective anymore, this little guy. That or it's just cold on my back. But guys, we got back to camp with big plans of showing you guys how organized we are and how to pack our packs for like mobile backpack elk hunting. And then it started to sprinkle. We figured maybe we can take a nap and maybe it'll blow over, but it's done nothing but rain about this consistency ever since, which isn't a lot, but 10 minutes and just this, you're soaked. So Matt and I said, throw in the towel. This year's elk hunt and deer hunt, for those who are early season bow hunting, has been pretty frustrating when it comes to the weather. I mean, I'll hunt in just about anything, but unless I have a bull or something, I know exactly where I need to be. I'll sit for him, but I don't have that, and I've been putting a lot of miles in new country. Rain comes in like this, you know the animals are hunkered down, and you make a decision, go home and get stuff done, because trust me, all of us here at Hush have so much to do back home when it comes to editing, uploading, social media, the store, the website, you guys name it. We have to manage these duties in the field and out. So days like this, I'm like, you know what, throwing in the towel, let's bomb off the mountain. Even though we're going to be soaked head to toe by the time we get to the truck, at least by tonight we can be getting stuff done at home. And this storm is supposed to linger around this area for the next couple, 2 or 3 days. So that's it, guys. Yeah, just get some water in me. I'm hydrated, but all our stuff is just soaked to the bone inside the backpacks, and if it's not wet now, it'll be wet by the time we get to the truck. Dang, how about this, guys? A fully enclosed Can-Am side-by-side with air conditioning and heat. Matty Ice and I are gonna bomb in this thing. It's the first time we've ever taken it out. It's nice. Bmack was using it running around hunting antelope, so we're gonna use it hunting elk. But Matt and I are gonna get our backpacks together and then go see if we can't make something happen with this Utah open bull archery tag. We were out here a little while ago, little different spot, but it rained on us like crazy. So the storms have blown out. It's time to go kill.
Sounds like a bunch of like.
You think we need 2 nights?
Yeah. I think if we get in there, they're in there, dude. We're gonna want to stay. What's your name?
You got your favorite ones?
Yeah.
This machine is nice. Horrible road up here. Makes it pretty smooth. Got air conditioning going, got some sunflower seeds. I don't know, maybe a 30-minute drive. What do you think?
Yeah.
30-minute drive on this bumpy old road. And just hoping that we don't get too much rain. We've been dealing with so much rain, and I kind of expected it to be blown out, but there's some dark clouds in the sky and I don't have any rain gear, so fingers crossed we don't get rain. I'm really hoping on this push I get to hear my first bugle of the 2023 season, because I really need to get to work if I'm going to kill 2 bulls this month, one in Utah, one in Idaho. That's the goal. And those are the first 2 hunts of 5 for 5, and arguably the most difficult of the 5. So I would love to get this hunt done with Matty Ice. We got a good camera with me. We got Matt to help. I mean, he's great behind the glass. He's great behind the calls too. So hopefully we just get the perfect storm. We get up here and we get the opportunity to bull. Found us a nice little spot. Put our tents, spend the night here. There's probably like 45 minutes of good light, but there is elk track, fresh elk track all through here. So instead of push it and potentially bump these elk that are kind of living in here, we're just gonna quietly take our backs off, unpack, slowly put up our tents, and just listen for the evening. There's no glassing here basically. It's just thick timber. So we're just gonna play it slow, play it quiet, base camp here with the plan to move forward in the morning and hunt all day off our backs. Dinner time. Time lapse is pretty sweet. Matt always sets up the camera for stuff like that. Built camp, tucked up into this dark timber, these pine trees right here, and we haven't heard any elk tonight so far. It's September 5th, which is actually the last day of our little, I shouldn't say little, but our ultimate elk hunt giveaway with R&K. And we are excited to announce a winner real soon. What's going on? Hopefully one of you watching this won the giveaway. It's pretty fun being able to give back to you guys who support us, doing stuff like that, giveaways, chance to go hunt elk. But we're making peaked refuels. What'd you go with, Matt?
I went with chicken Alfredo.
Chicken Alfredo. You're pretty excited when you saw that in the bucket, huh?
Is that my favorite?
I'm going with venison country casserole. It's another one of Chad Mendez meal. Ground deer in a creamy sauce with rice and vegetables. I mean, what else do you want? Guys, this is the part of the hunt where you're just like out here, and it just reminds me like being a kid, like you're just out here building forts, hanging out with your buddies. So there will be no shortage of water tonight. Here we go. 15 minutes, we'll be eating good. We got plenty of time to get some good rest. This time I packed up my memory foam pillow, full-size pillow. It's big and it's bulky, but it's worth it every single time. Let's go. That's it. Matt's turn. Be able to eat venison and vegetables and rice on the mountain in the middle of nowhere. I'm about it. We really do need to start bringing our seasonings with us, man. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a nice, crisp, early morning. Got the sounds of the creek behind us. We went to bed early, like 9, just because it was dark and chilly and didn't have much else to do. So we got plenty of sleep. It's been a pretty slow start to the rut, at least here in Utah. I know a lot of people by the end of August will sometimes be getting into bugles and stuff, and
It's September 6th now. Our giveaway is over. Sorry, that September 5th is like etched into my brain for doing so many video clips and recordings for that giveaway, but September 6th. And there hasn't been much rut action, and that goes for a lot of our friends and family who are also out hunting. All it will take is just one hot cow and this whole canyon can light up, so maybe that's today. Some good tree saddle trees right here. A couple wallows. Haven't been hit recently, but this next week is supposed to heat up. And like we've mentioned a million times to you guys, there's kind of water everywhere, so water makes it tough this year because it's down every creek bottom. I mean, we're on this hillside and there's tons of water sitting right here in this marsh. And a little creek that goes past it on both sides, actually. Fresh. Another trip in the books. Matt and I have put in a couple different trips doing overnighters. Though we haven't notched a tag or even drawn back the bow, they're all successful, man. That's what it takes on some of these over-the-counter public land type of hunts, is just a grind. And I feel like some of the success that's come from some of these longer hunts I've done, it literally comes from just being in the field, putting yourself out there as much as possible. And it's just like a numbers game. The more time you spend, the more opportunities you're going to come by. We haven't had it yet. This is the slowest start to a hunting season I think I've had in ages. But Utah OTC kicked our butt again, but we hope you guys enjoyed the film. I think a lot of people from the comments of the hunt I did, or the video I did behind the season of our opening week with Shed Crazy and my buddy Rob, like the comments seem to prove that you guys like some of these shorter, more up-to-date videos. So that's kind of how we're going to roll out behind the season. I hope you guys enjoy them. I hope you still somehow find some value through these, but if anything, at least you're seeing the ups and the downs. And we're still going to produce some really cool edited films for the end of the season. But for now, that's it for this episode. Thanks for the support. We're going to pack it up, close it out, and we'll see you on the next hunt.